Oh, hey guys. So, yeah, won't be needing any of that. So as promised, I'm gonna teach you guys how to warm up in 2 minutes today. And one moment. All we're gonna need is one of these. So this video isn't particularly about the warm-up I'm actually going to show you, and more so about warm-ups as a whole and how I think you guys could be getting yours done a lot faster and still keeping yourselves safe. Fitness influencers at this point have gotten scarily dogmatic with the topic of warm-ups that if you aren't doing their 20-minute routine with foam rolling, lacrosse balls, PVC pipe, a personal massage therapist on standby, that you're literally going to snap every joint in your body, your spine's just going to rip straight out of your back, and then you're going to die. Great day. So I'm just assuming you did all 20 of the stretches I told you to do before you started squatting, right? No. Why would I do all 20? Put as kindly as I can put it. These people have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I do my very best to love and respect everyone I come across, but when you're actively peddling fear-mongering as a business, or when you are putting hurdles in the way of people getting into physical activity, which is something as a culture we already have a problem with, I don't respect you. Warm-ups are important, and a good warm-up will decrease your injury risk for physical activity. That's a great thing. However, how warm-ups are being presented to people like you by people like me is, generally speaking, grossly misinformed. A warm-up, put plain and simple, is any lower intensity activity that gradually builds up to higher intensity activity, and that's it. Our goal here is twofold. One, we want to increase our body's body temperature. So we're just trying to get a little bit warm, nice and toasty. And two, we're trying to warm up and increase the activity of the muscles that we specifically want to use for the day. This means a few things. Notably, we don't necessarily need to stretch to have a proper and safe warm up. Again, we don't necessarily need to stretch to have a proper and safe warm up. What's not well understood is we actually have no research supporting the fact that stretching decreases injury risk. The saying is stretching is good for stretching. So what stretching does do is it will increase range of motion. So it could be important for something like a clean if you don't quite have the range of motion for that. But saying that stretching is going to decrease your injury risk is actually incorrect. So if your coach comes up to you and says, hey, look, we're going to do these stretches to decrease our injury risk, they're wrong. Stretching feels good. Stretching will improve our range of motion, but saying that stretching decreases injury risk is not correct. Now second, because our warm-up goal is just to increase our body temperature and warm up the muscles that we specifically want to use for the day, it generally means warm-ups can be really simple, and oftentimes they can just be the movement that you want to do for the day. So in a lot of cases, we can quite literally warm up for a movement by doing a lower intensity version of the movement in question. So when you see someone warming up for heavy barbell squats, and they start off with body weight squats, they go into a empty barbell squat, and then start loading up weights, I get frustrated when people see this happen and say, that guy's gonna get injured because he didn't do a good warm-up. He actually did a perfect warm-up. He started at a lower intensity, gradually worked himself up into a higher intensity, and he specifically warmed up the muscles he wanted to use for the day. He did the exact movement pattern that he wanted to warm up, warmed up the exact muscles that he wanted to warm up. This was a safe and effective warm-up. Another great example of this, and something that people get skeeved out by all the time, is for runners. They'll see a runner just walk out their door and slowly begin to run. And they'll be sitting there saying, that dude's gonna get injured. He didn't stretch, he didn't warm up. And that could be the case if he took out his door and just started fucking sprinting. However, if he walks out his door, slowly builds up from a walk to a slow jog, to a faster jog, to a faster jog, he actually did an effective warm-up. He did the exact movement he wanted to do, which was jogging and or running / sprinting. And as long as you start at that low intensity and gradually build up to that higher intensity, again, you don't need to do any specific stretches or any specific dynamic warm-up. That was enough of a warm-up. Now, just because both of these examples were safe and effective warm-ups, I fully understand as a coach that some people still might not feel safe with these, or they might not feel like they've quite warmed up for these. And that's exactly what the warm up I'm gonna show you guys is for, is to kind of get you into this idea of warming up in a bit more simple method. This is kind of the stepping stone into just using the movement pattern that you're gonna use for the day. You'll do this first, and then whatever you're gonna do for the day. So if you're doing heavy squats, you'll do this warm up, then your heavy squats. If you're going for a jog, you can do this warm up, and then go do your jog. This is a super simple warm up, can be done in literally 2 minutes. I'm gonna show it to you now. Okay, so all this warm up is 15 face pulls and 15 bodyweight squats, 3 sets, back to back to back to back to back to back. I think I got that right. I'm literally gonna set 2 minutes on the clock back here so you can see it. Maybe. And the whole point of this is it's just a general warm up. I'm warming up my elbows, shoulders, upper body, and I'm warming up my lower body. It's just a general warm up to kind of make someone feel more safe about going into their movement pattern for the day. So here we go. So watch the time on the clock. I almost guarantee I'm gonna finish this before it hits the end. Bitch, almost right on the 2 minute mark. So, as you can see, breathing rate's up, body temperature would be up if I didn't have that door open. It's cold in here. But just getting that warm up kind of started, and this is how I'd kind of get someone more comfortable with the idea of doing a simpler warm up. So there's nothing special about this warm up. Gets your upper body warmed up, lower body warmed up, and makes you feel like you're breathing heavy. From this, I'd go into whatever my main barbell movement was for the day. So if I was doing heavy squats, I'd literally do this and start on the barbell for squats. If I'm in a rush, I will skip this completely. I'll do bodyweight squats, go right into the barbell and work my way up. Again, this warm up isn't necessary. It's more so how I convince people that a simple warm up will still work for them. And the 2 exercises don't particularly matter for this. You can do 15 and 15 of any upper body and lower body exercise. So say you're doing deadlifts and you wanted to sub in banded deadlifts or anything like that. You don't need the exercise band either. It could be any upper body movement. I just love face pulls. It could be anything. 2 movements, back to back to back to back to back. Again, I think I got that right. And then you'll be good. Move into whatever you're gonna do for the day. Also, I don't want this to sound like I'm talking down on you guys that do enjoy a longer warm up. If that makes you feel safe, if that makes you feel comfortable for your physical activity for the day, keep doing it. Nothing wrong with foam rolling, with PVC pipes, bands, all of that. It's just that how this information is kind of spread makes it seem like that's the only way to warm up. It's not. If you are strapped for time, keeping things simple like this is perfectly effective. That being said, perfectly respect all of you that do like the longer warm up, that like the foam rolling PVC pipe, all of that. I just want you guys to kind of understand the basis which you should be basing your warm up off of. Hope this helped you guys better understand warm-ups, and I hope this helps you guys make your own simpler warm-ups in the future. Again, anything starting from low intensity, moving up to higher intensity is a good, safe, and effective warm-up. Generally speaking, our goal is to increase our body temperature and to specifically warm up the muscles that we want to use for the day. And stretching does not count as decreasing injury risk. Stretching is good for stretching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to catch you all in the future. Hope you all have a great day. Catch you all next time.